Hello everybody, this is TT Lemon and this is probably something you recognise. It's a very simple double extender, button operated, which I made a little while ago and put it on my channel. And using a very simple modification to this, you can turn it into a lever operated double extender, just like this. So that's pretty awesome. And the way this works is, if I just move this torch here, so it makes this side of the circuit redundant, which is what the button operated part did. You can see with this torch is going to power this block and push this piston down, and it's also going to power this one when it gets to down here, and then also this is going to be powered again after 2 ticks by this. So what this means is you can get this effect. All we need to do is add in the last block retraction, and we can very easily do this using this little setup here. So that torch will fire when we do this, and it'll pull it back. And as you will remember, when we do this, you can see it fires when we push the button on, but with the lever it doesn't actually make any difference, because as you can see it fires just now but it doesn't do anything, so that edge isn't really needed of the monostable. So flick lever again and there we go, it fires. So very simply we end up with a very small and versatile, because it has 2 different inputs, double extender. Now we can also make another modification to this by moving the position of this little bit here. So it may be a bit cumbersome if it sits long like this for you, but what you can do is just move this exact circuit around and place it here. So if my phone stops buzzing and I place my piston here and do that, and then we're going to place our blocks along underneath the redstone block like that, and then place a torch here. We can remove all this. As you can see, it's just the same thing on this side. We can fill in the floor, and when we activate the lever, it does that. This is actually still the same size, it's just wrapped around here, and this will probably be a lot more convenient for you. Just like that, and it will also still work with the button when it's this way. Just have this extra little circuit here, which makes it lever operated. So I'll do a little tutorial. I'm sure you probably could build it from what you're seeing here, but talking through it, if you're less good with redstone, it'll probably help you to understand it if I just talk you through it. So lever here, I'm going to have some quartz along here. Now we may be wondering, this one is when it's turning on, this torch isn't making this power first, it's doing the whole thing. And that is because if we've got let's just put some pistons here, give them a block like so. As you can see, they both power and depower at the same time, but when they're in this position, due to the way redstone works, this torch is going to power this block at the same time it powers itself. So technically both these are powered at the same time, but because this one is powered through the block on top of the torch, it will go down first, and that always happens when we're using a torch like this. So as you can see, it'll go straight down like that. And now if we add our extra repeater here like that, that's going to add a bit of delay, so these two don't pull back at the same time. This one takes a bit longer and thus pulls it back. Now you can see if I just remove that block, that one will actually power first, and that's how we have the block on the other side with the torch here, and it doesn't have a block on top, so it will power this piston, not the top piston. Of course we're going to place our repeater here, and now this is the button input which will go there, which you may or may not want. And then we're going to place our piston like this, and this creates a dual edge monostable circuit, and what that means is when we pull the lever down, this torch is going to pulse, and when we pull a lever up here, the torch is also going to pulse again. That's because while this redstone block is moving, this can depower, and as you see it moves, the redstone can turn off, which allows the torch to flick on. It does that very quickly on both edges. And that works really well with a button, because it'll make that little pulsar fire twice when we press the button. So as the button goes down, it's going to flick the block down like that, and on the way back it's going to flick this piston down, which doesn't really matter this way, but when I press it again, see, flicks and flicks on again and gets that piston. And that is a really helpful little circuit that you can use in your designs for all sorts of things, like adding in extra pulses and such. So, if you like this design, give the video a like. If you are new to my channel or you haven't done already, subscribe. And thank you for watching. This has been TT Lemon.